the loop-de-loop, and the ladder you forgot you built. There's a story they used to tell at an old flight school tucked between two forgotten hangars and a rusted runway no one trusted anymore. Every year, a new class of young pilots would show up, nervous, eager, convinced the sky was waiting to crown them champions. And every year, the same lesson broke them. It wasn't a stall. It wasn't a tailspin. It was the loop-de-loop. The maneuver looked simple enough: a smooth climb, a clean arc, a gentle return to level flight. But the trick was this: once a pilot panicked mid-arc, once they tightened the grip or pulled too hard or doubted their own hands, the plane locked into a tightening spiral. Not one big circle, not one dramatic fall, just a tightening, a shrinking, a self-squeezing movement that fed on fear and made the pilot believe the only way out was to try harder, yank harder, fix harder. The instructors saw the same mistake every time. The student would panic. The student would think they caused the failure. The student would believe responsibility meant self-punishment. And the spiral got tighter. The blood rushed to the head. The vision blurred. The breath shortened. And the voice inside the cockpit whispered the same lie the Marines whisper into every young mind. There's no acceptable answer for failure, and you failed, so now pay. That idea was the real danger, not the sky, not the machine, not the maneuver. It was the belief that messing up made the pilot guilty. One instructor, an old man with half a smile and twice as much wisdom, used to step into the simulator with students after they crashed out of fear. He never talked about punishment, never talked about blame, never talked about grit or toughness or owning it. He would just sit in the co-pilot seat and say one sentence: "Look at what you're doing to yourself." And then he'd point to the spiral graph on the monitor. Do you see how the plane tightens because you tighten? Do you see how the loop-de-loop becomes a trap only when you believe you must fix it alone? Do you see how the moment you try to control fear, fear starts flying the plane? Then he'd teach them the move every student resisted. The move every Marine would call weakness. He'd say, "Loosen your hands." The student would look at him like he was insane. He'd nod, patient, "Loosen your hands." And when they finally did, when the grip softened, when the shoulders dropped, when the breath returned, the spiral slowed, the tightening eased, the arc widened, the plane leveled itself. That was the secret. You don't power your way out of a loop-de-loop. You surrender out of it. Because the loop only exists when the mind insists it must fix what it thinks it broke. The old instructor called it the ladder move. Every spiral, he said, is a ladder disguised as a trap. The rungs appear when you stop fighting yourself. The students learned that the sky was never the enemy. The machine was never the judge. The failure was never a sin. It was the belief that failure demanded self-attack that kept them trapped. What they were really fighting was an inside job, a feedback system built on fear, a creed that said, "Never fail, and if you do, destroy yourself for it." Once they saw that lie clearly, the loop lost all power. The spiral opened into space. The plane flew straight again. And the students realized the lesson they had missed the whole time. You don't escape the loop by winning the battle. You escape by refusing the battlefield. That's the ladder. Not climbing harder. Not gripping tighter. Not punishing the self that panicked. Just stepping out of the belief that fear is something you must conquer rather than something you can release. In that quiet release, the sky becomes friendly again, and the student becomes a pilot. For the first time,